Week 6. I haven't received anything, any correspondence from anyone, and now I don't think I ever will. The therapist has been the only one constant, but I talked to him the other day, and he started out just asking me if I'm keeping up my healthy routines, getting enough to eat, trying to get some fresh air, and I laid it on him. Everything outside is dead, and I think I am too. He started laughing a little bit. A nervous laugh. He didn't hide it well. I told him I was serious. I don't have a pulse. I tried checking everywhere. I told him I even sat over the sink and did something, but nothing came out. There was a really long pause, and I just heard the phone click in the receiver, and that was it. Does he know something? That nervous laugh, that's... I'll talk to him next week, I guess. We'll see. I guess it's about time for some explanation. For me to explain some things. To the best of my ability for whomever it concerns. If anyone's actually listening to these. I hope there is. But I guess you'd have to look beyond to find these. Back before this whole quarantine started, before all this virus, pandemic, all of that, I was at a party with my friends. There was no drinking. I wasn't old enough to drink. It was just... I was driving home and it was late. It was about 12 a.m., maybe 12:30. Whenever I got back, I turned off the car and started sniffing, and I had smelled it the whole way here, but I looked in the back seat and I saw some old fast food wrappers and stuff. I got out of the car and I took it out of the back seat, threw it in a trash can that was nearby, and whenever I went back to my car to retrieve my backpack, I saw more trash. I'm usually not good with keeping my car clean, but whenever it comes to cleaning it, I can do that for hours on end. So I started grabbing stuff. I got like a little grocery bag and threw it all in there, throwing it away, and then of course I saw some smudges on the seat, so I took a wipe. About this time, 3 guys were passing me by on the sidewalk. Couldn't really tell much about them, except that they were guys. I asked them how they were, and I guess they didn't hear me. Maybe they chose not to hear me, but they kept walking. I was about to get the last bit of trash out of the car, a receipt that had fallen in between the seat and the console, when I heard it. a slide rack on a pistol. If you've ever taken gun safety, or if you've been around guns long enough, that sound is... it can't be confused with anything else. It's so succinct. You can tell whenever it's done with deliberation, or whenever it's done by an unsteady hand, or if you're just checking to make sure it's not loaded. If you're just checking, usually it's just kind of a slow metal on metal, and then maybe the release. But this was quick. I started turning around, but before I knew it, I had a hand grabbing my shirt by my collar and ripping me out of the car. Next thing I felt was a pistol deep in my gut. I guess trying to make me afraid. I was pushed up against the car, and the gun was pushed further in between, or into my stomach. And the other two guys went around the car looking around. And by this time, the hand that was on my collar moved away and opened up the back seat. And I was shoved inside. A ton of voices. Hurry up. Get this over with. Let's go. Don't want anybody to see us. There's a cop around that corner over there. Hurry up. Next thing I know, I'm in the car and they're driving away with me inside. The pistol's still in my gut. I don't care what people say. Oh, you can just disarm them. Oh, you just gotta stay calm. I was calm. That didn't matter. A gun is still a gun. You're taught in the South that every gun should be treated as if it's loaded. I had no idea if this gun was loaded or not. It was pushed up against me. If I made any movement that this guy didn't like, I'd be bleeding out in the back seat of my car. And the last thing I'd be seeing would be the headlights trailing down a road, completely not in control. They kept driving. First down roads that I recognized, and then after about 10 minutes, down roads that I don't think anyone recognizes. No dirt roads, just alleyways, neighborhoods, and then to the industrial area. About this time, they put it into park. A man with a gun opened up the door and dragged me out. The other two guys were checking the rest of the car. But the guy with the gun, he put me down on my knees. Told me to keep my hands where he could see them. I didn't know where to put them. I just put them on the back of my head. The other two guys, after taking a quick look, got back into the car, and the driver in the passenger seat. And they rolled down the window and they started yelling at him to get in the car. He wouldn't leave me. He was still standing there, right over me. pistol to my head. I could feel the muzzle resting against my forehead. If you were to move it away and I looked in a mirror, then there'd probably be that very distinct circle imprinted there. Last thing I remember that night was the man with the gun turned away from me with his head, but not with the gun. And I must have fainted, or no. No, that's where it happened. That's where it all ended. Behind some run-down warehouse. My knees in the gravel. But I'm still here. Not physically, maybe, but I'm still here. I can do things. I can experience dreams. I can live, sort of. I need to get out of here. That's it. I'm getting out of here. I'm taking my phone with me. I'm getting out of this room. It's too claustrophobic, and I don't think it matters anymore. Do I even need to eat? Do I need to sleep? Do I need to drink? Do I need to do any of that? If I can't bleed, then why do I need the rest of that? I'm going to grab a bug-out bag, enough clothes for 3 days, maybe some food if I need it. I don't know. I'm gonna grab my rifle. Probably offers me no help in this weird world, but it'll ease my mind a little. Take my respirator too. There's no use in it, but maybe I'm all wrong. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe the virus is still going around and this mask will help me blend in. But I'm taking the rifle. I don't care. Let a police officer pull me over or something. Let him take me to jail. At least it'll feel like I'm actually living. And maybe then I can talk to someone. So, to whomever it may concern, I'll figure this out.